Welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are predicting the Women's Evolution pay-per-view 2025. This is the second time this PLE's happened since 2018. So I didn't watch the first one, but I kind of know the matches on it. And this is taking place the same weekend as AEW All Out with big thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button, because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. Really appreciate that if we get to the end of 2025. Anyway, let's hop into today's video. So the first match I got here predicted is the Women's Intercontinental Championship match with Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. This feud would be going on from about the April to July. Now I'm saying this feud is still continuing. They have a match at Saturday night's main event. I don't think they're gonna have a match at Money in the Bank, and if they do, that would be their second match, which I think this feud and match could be stretched out until the Women's Evolution pay-per-view, which would be like basically a month after SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, Money in the Bank. So it's possible where we could stretch this feud out until this Evolution pay-per-view. Finally, this would be like the third or second time that this Women's Championship will be on a PLE. And have a great match. And plus, I feel like this championship would need another great match to solidify as is permanent, a starting point for women who are going to start in the mid-card and then go to the World Championship scene. I feel like that's what they could do for Lyra if they're prestigious here and make it another great match for the Women's Championship scene. Also, I would say if Becky doesn't win at Money in the Bank, or if she doesn't have a match at Money in the Bank between Lyra, then I think this is where they would pull the trigger on Becky Lynch, giving her the championship and having her have a little quick couple-week run, or maybe a couple-month run with the belt. I think that would be pretty cool and pretty exciting, because obviously perfect place to have Becky Lynch versus Lyra for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But that's just the first of many matches I have here. So yeah, let's get into the next match, which is champion in Zelina Vega. And the reason why I have it here is because, first off, again, I don't know if Zelina Vega is going to be Women's United States Champion by the time this Evolution PLE comes. But I think if she holds it until July, Julia would be the perfect person to take this championship off of her, so we can get, I don't know, people have been saying that they don't really like Zelina Vega's community to take the title off her, give it to Julia. And this will also be the first time the Women's United States Championship will be on like an actual meaningful PLE. That's not just like what's it called? Not just like, trying to think of the words. Not just like a Saturday Night Main Event, which is a TV special. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Julia would be the perfect person to take the title off of Zelina because, first off, she's new to the brand. Don't think she'll be winning Money in the Bank right away. And if she does, she'll be Money in the Bank and Miss Money in the Bank and the Women's United States Champion. And this could give Zelina Vega time off or get a new character out of this and make a storyline between Julia and Zelina. And also, I feel like putting on the United States Women's Julia, first off, build out the championship history as well, and also give maybe another direction for Zelina, maybe a new character, maybe a new storyline, maybe another way to get back to championship, or maybe a way to the World Championship scene. And I feel like this championship could help Julia out. Well, again, with the main roster, most of the Kill are casuals, because most of the main roster fans are casuals. They only watch main roster, nothing else. Again, I think also this would be a great place where you could add the Women's United States Championship here, so you can have that little leeway. You know what I'm saying? And have like a proper view of the problem. Taking on the Women's United States Women's Champion, WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. They already had a match for the championship. It was ended in DQ. I think this would be a good, perfect place to have Tiffany Stratton defend her championship here. And I think they would have like a solid match or whatever. Again, by the way, these are not in order. These are just the matches I'm predicting. So yeah. Now, I think Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill would have a banger of a match here. They would have a brutal match. They would have a nice, clean match. Because we haven't really seen like the full potential of these two together. But I feel like they could have a solid banger of a match, maybe. And I think Tiffany would retain here, but I don't think she's walking out as champion. Because I think whoever the Miss Money in the Bank is, are kind of thinking now is going to be not Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. Women get like the first time Alexa Bliss gets a championship in general for months, and her a world women's championship in what 6-7 years. When's the last time she held a world title in WWE? When's the last time she held one? I feel like if she becomes Miss Money in the Bank, I feel like she would cash in on Tiffany Stratton and become the new women's champion. But I do predict that whoever wins Money in the Bank is cashing in on Tiffany Stratton, taking the title off of her, and maybe give Tiffany Stratton another character, maybe turn her back heel, maybe get her even more with the crowd, and then eventually takes a belt back eventually after maybe a couple months of who the Miss Money in the Bank holding it. But I do think this match either ends in a cash-in, mid-match cash-in, or post-match cash-in, which would be Tiffany Stratton retains and she loses it right away. Or they could give it to Jade Cargill and then she loses it right away into a cash-in. I don't really care, but I do think Tiffany would beat her, and then whoever the Miss Money in the Bank is, I don't even know, hopefully Naomi's in it. Again, there is like a couple more matches I think they have to do, or hopefully, I really hope Naomi's in there, because I feel like this would be a perfect time to give her the Money in the Bank briefcase. But, whatever. Oh, but I do think Tiffany Stratton will lose the belt to cash in at this PLE. Also, saving it, the Money in the Bank cash in for this PLE is kind of a big deal, if you think about it. So, yeah. Next match, I got Io Sky defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley is the only woman in this division currently. Think about it. Liv Morgan still in the tag team division, still the women's tag team champions with Raquel Rodriguez. I know Liv Morgan's been out for like a month or whatever at this point already, but she's still champion with Raquel Rodriguez. So she currently is not in the world title division, and Rhea Ripley is really the only person in the world tag team in the world division right now. And I think this is where we give Rhea Ripley her championship back. I think this is the right time where Io loses the championship. Because Io would be at this point be holding it from March to July. So that's a pretty good time of being champion. And I think WWE wants to give Rhea Ripley a long reign again. She did that 380 something day reign as champion before, but she kind of vacated, so technically, but she did get her championship back in January, but she lost it in March to Io, which I can't believe still happened. So I think this is where they would give Rhea Ripley the championship back and see what her championship reign would look like. And going into SummerSlam, this would be her first SummerSlam with the titles since 2023. Was her last SummerSlam as champion. Yeah. So I think this is where they would, again, pull the trigger on Rhea Ripley, giving her the championship back, holding it until whenever they feel like having Rhea Ripley hold this championship too. And Io Sky can either have a feud with Kairi, maybe Asuka, or do something without the damage. Though damage control is no longer a thing, maybe some feud, or maybe another feud, or maybe goes down to the mid card division, because she never really has had or any really feuds in the mid card division. So I think that's what they could do, and then Rhea Ripley can be the most dominant champion, and everyone would love her. Not the IWC, but I mean the crowd, because we all know the crowd loves Rhea Ripley because she gets the biggest pop each night. We always have to remember that. Next match is Bianca Belair versus Naomi in the last match I have on this card. Reason why I have Bianca Belair versus Naomi is because, think about it, Bianca's returning next Friday, this upcoming Friday, Night SmackDown, and she hasn't really had a proper interaction with Naomi. It hasn't had a proper match or really feud with Naomi since Naomi turned heel and attacked Jade Cargill, which we all know. I think Bianca and Jade are still friends or whatever. So I think Evolution would be a great spot, in my opinion, to have Bianca versus Naomi, because I feel like they could have a decent match, if not a great match. I think this could be also the perfect launch point where maybe at SummerSlam we could get Jade, Bianca, Naomi, and maybe this match ends up in disqualification, with Jade interfering, or Jade costing either Bianca or Naomi, giving either Bianca or Naomi the win, depending on who Jade cost, and leading up to a triple threat match to SummerSlam, which would be on either night 1 or night 2 of SummerSlam. And I feel like this could be also the launch. Again, I think could have a banger match. I think also it would give them a proper feud and match, since they never had a proper feud or match since Naomi turned heel. And maybe this during the role where we could get Bianca as a full-blown heel, or maybe the crowd will finally turn her back facing Naomi, and then they go into SummerSlam and she becomes a full-blown face because the crowd's starting to get behind her after a little while gone. So I think we can do something with that, and I think this is going to end up leading to a match somehow with Bianca and Jade, Naomi at SummerSlam. I feel like it's going to be the main goal right now. So I think it's going to have something happen here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think something along those lines are going to end up happening. So anyway, that's all I have, guys, today. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. And by the way, also comment down below what you guys think my predictions are right, wrong, or anything in the between. And if you have any other matches you can suggest down below. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye.